So we're back for the Neokyo Nights. This is the fourth stage in that race. This is the sprinters playground. I want to ask y'all, please, would you please like and subscribe? I put it in the video all the time so people can kind of see it, but please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 100 subscribers for the year over with, so please help me get up there. I'm at 70 now. Thank y'all for liking and following it. Please like it so to help it in the algorithm. So I'm gonna talk about these races. I did 4, but I only recorded 3. I thought I was recording the third one. Did not record. I started, realized I had like 15 minutes before the race started, stopped the recording, never started it back. Thought I had did. So that race I really wanted because there was like a bot in it that people told me that was actually a robot running the race. I don't see it nowhere, but hey, it happens. I also want to say, hey, BB, good luck on the races you're doing. He's doing an FR. It's like 8 races in 9 days. Man, this thing is ridiculous. Almost 500 kilometers in it. And man, hey man, I wish you luck, man. I hope you do great. Hell, almost 5,500 feet of climbing this, 5,500 meters of climbing that thing, man. Wow. Also, yes, sadly, the holidays hit me hard. I gained about 10 pounds. Oh my God. I tell you what, I'm the type of guy that walks past the bakery and I gained 5 pounds. I don't even have to open the door. I just walk past the bakery, smell the food. I've gained 5 pounds. Well, let's get into the races. Thank y'all. Please like and subscribe, and let's go from here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. As you see, we take off. I don't power up on this race because I know it's a long race. Plus, these Neokyo Nights is kind of like this area that they're doing the races in is kind of race friendly to me. This is one of my fastest places I can race at. So with that, I was kind of happy with this race. I really was. I was looking forward to these races. Now, I knew they were 15 miles long, which for me, my endurance, I can run pretty good up to about 20, 23, 24 miles in that area right there. That's when I start kind of peaking and having to slow down. But right now, as you can see, I'm riding pretty good on this race. And I'm feeling great. I really am. Now, I'm not trying to lead nobody. I'm just trying to keep a steady pace. That was my goal throughout this whole thing, just keep a steady pace. So as we're riding, all I'm trying to do is keep a pace going that keeps me going pretty good. You can see everybody, oh man, I tell you what, I cannot wait to get one of these Tron bikes that they got. I keep seeing people hit the little fire display on the ground and I'm like, wow. And you can see I'm in 3rd place. I'm in 3rd place they took off. I don't know who they were, but they took off and just left me. And that's when I was like, okay, that's Cassidy up in front. Now, what they were trying to do was get a good lead and then just leave us totally behind. Now, as I just constantly just kept up riding, this is one of my faster places to ride. That's the one thing about it. This race is pretty fast for me. So as we just constantly ride, I just slowly walk them down. Put a whole bunch of power into it, and I don't really have to put a whole bunch of, I don't really have to really push myself super hard. We have one climb, and you see we come down through here. We're gonna go down here, and then right here is the climb. This right here, if you can't pull away from me here on this climb, you're in trouble. Now Cassidy, you see Billy, he comes up on me and he takes off on the climb. He knows where to get me at. I've raced him before. It's been really close. If I do beat him or he beats me, it's been pretty close in these races. So as he pushes up this hill, I look up and he goes invisible. And I'm like, where is he at? And he pops up right behind me. So I don't panic no more when people go invisible. I just kind of keep my pace and just keep riding like that. So as we're riding, I'm just constantly watching Billy ride right behind me. Now, I kind of want to let him get in front of me once we come around the 2nd lap because I want to reserve energy so that I can make it through the end of the race. So my goal now was to just kind of back down. If you notice, I'm keeping it right at about 400 watts, somewhere in there. It's really easy. I'm sorry to say it, but it's really easy on this race to do that for me. It's a lot of slight down climbs, and the race is kind of built for me to just maintain a high rate of speed, and that's what I do. I just kind of, and I don't have to force it because it's a really flat. There's flat climbs, but then there are flat races. This is one of the flat races that I will run into for the most part. And as we come around on this second lap, it's just me, Billy, and MT. I'm gonna call him MT. I don't want to mess up his last name. And so it's me, Billy, and MT, and we coming around here pretty good. Now, normally I wouldn't have raced Billy today because I would have been on a different race. But as we come around on this thing, as we come around on this first one right here, I kept wanting the helmet. I couldn't keep getting the helmet. I think Billy kept getting the ghost. I know that probably was frustrating to him because every once in a while, it seemed like he was always disappearing on me. So we were doing really good. So I come back around in front of him, and what I'm trying to do is trying to pick up the pace a little bit, but not too much. Now, Billy has a way of just taking off on me, and I have to kind of stay close to him. Now, if he, see, like I told you, he goes ghost on me, and I'm like, wow. And so, but when we kick back in, he's ahead of me because he takes off right on time. He's great at his time. But whenever he does anything, he's really good at timing it just right. Give him credit, man, because racing him, racing BB, racing now rolling and tandem, which I have a series with him in tandem, coming up on the weekend nights. You see, he disappeared again. And what it does, it forces me to take off. Now he comes back, and as we ride, we get close to the halfway mark of this final lap. So now we're gonna come down on that climb, and that's where I gotta stay with him when we come back down through that climb. Because if I don't, he's got that. There's no way of me getting him. So what I do is try to kind of speed it up. As you can see, my heart rate's not even pushing it. This is not a very hard race for me. It's really easy for me to stay up above 25 miles an hour. So here we are on the second hill. I can increase the pedals and I increase my power output trying to stay with him on this hill. My whole goal was not to let him leave me because he could really do it. If I let him get out too far, he's gone. So as we're coming around on the top of this hill, I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool. I got another helmet. Then I end up with the, man, I don't know why I kept giving me these. I don't know how to use it. Somebody give me an idea how to use the van. All I do is use it when I'm in a group of people because I think it's less part of the drafting. But it's still me and Cassidy up front. And I'm gonna keep calling him Billy. I don't want to mess up his name. It's me and Billy up front. As you can see right there, we're riding on this race. Now the third person that was with us, I think he ended up falling off. Yeah, he's 17 seconds behind. So it's me and him coming around to the end of this thing. So I'm slow it down in a second so you can see how the race actually ended up. But this was a very, very competitive, very tight race. Now, what I didn't realize was that Billy had been pushing himself pretty hard right behind me the whole time. So when we hit this, I slow it down right here inside the arena right here. And as we coming down, he disappeared, goes behind me, and jumped out in front of me and took off. And I was like, oh my God. And I looked up and I'm going, we're 4/10 of a mile away from it. I'm going, he started too early. All I got to do is just kind of catch up to him. And I look up and we're at 300 meters and falling. But I think he was tired by the time he got around there. He thought maybe he did enough to get past me. And before he knew it, we was coming up on this thing and I was just pushing it, man. I'm sorry. I wanted this one. This is my first one. I come past him and man, I was excited about that. So we're gonna scoot on over to the next one and get going from there. Now, on this next one, I think I raced a lot of people who were more or less, not up above 20, a level 10, a level 15, somewhere in there. I raced more newer guys because I ended up leaving everybody by a great distance. So it was mostly just a me race. I'm gonna go ahead and run through it. So let's get down to it. And we got 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off again. And as we take off on this one, I really thought this was going to be more of a competitive race. This really wasn't. This is more of a race that was just involved me. So, for the most part, I did good on this race. I tried to keep, I'm telling you the problem is, because once you get out in front sometimes, it's keeping up with the idea of, I got to stay powered in, staying focused in. As I started working the lead, I can kind of tell if this is gonna be one of the races where I walk off from everybody. And I look down and there's an NI right behind me, and I'm thinking, okay, this guy is gonna stay right behind me the whole time and ride with me. And mostly everybody's at 1%. So what I'm thinking is if they stick with me through the climb, that's what most folks get left on this one, because I can climb. The climb is not that hard. That's the problem with this race. That one climbing area is a long climbing area, but I've gotten so used to doing these long climbs that climb really didn't bother me. And plus, going through this tropical, I call it the Cherry Blossom Valley right here. As we go through the Cherry Blossom Valley, you can see that it's an incline and a decline, but it's pretty much flat. I call it flat declines because they're not really pushing me up the hill. They're kind of just letting me stay even. It's real easy on one of these races to keep your power up. Now, you notice I don't bust a lot. I don't break a lot of my sprints on here. I do break a record here, a personal best here and there, but really, because I'm not really pushing, because I don't have to. Only time I really push is when I hit a seal. I look at the elevation and I see a climb. See, right here's that negative, so I try to take it out. I'm trying to get to the point where I can ride pretty constant. I want to be a very consistent rider. Also knowing how to sprint and how to catch people at the end. That's my whole goal with these races. So without anybody pushing me, my goal was to see if I can get this thing up under 39 minutes. So that's what became my goal. So on this climb right here, like I said, I look back and I'm ahead of everybody, especially on this climb. It was just me. So with that being said, I decided that I'm just gonna try to attempt to keep this thing under, my goal was to keep this thing under 39 minutes. So what I was doing was just trying to stay motivated, truly. That's what I was trying to do. Being honest, it was kind of hard. It really was, because I like having a competition on it. That's why y'all see me search out. Like, I did one today, which I wasn't gonna do, but because I did not get that third race filmed, I decided to race today. And when I looked down, I saw that Roland was in the race at 12 noon Eastern time, 12:10. So I went on ahead and did that race with him. So that's the one you're gonna get next up here on this one. It's gonna be one with me and Howard running that race. So as I'm coming around on this thing, I'm looking down, and I tell you one good thing about me riding on the bike and doing all the other exercises I did, I have pretty good endurance. That's the one thing I do. As a big guy, I do have pretty good endurance. So I can kind of keep going. And I'm not pushing myself too hard yet. I have. It's just that I'm trying to really build myself to be a well-rounded rider. I'm not trying to just keep going up, keep pushing, and just constantly. I want to become a well-rounded rider. I want to become a well-rounded guy. So I'm starting to train a lot more now. And like I say, my hydro is becoming a big deal to me again. As I come around in this second lap, there's nobody with me. So the goal, like I said, the goal was just 39 minutes. Can I keep this thing under 39 minutes? That's what I was trying to attempt to do. And I think I was getting pretty close to doing that for the most part. How do I say it? I enjoyed what was going on with the race. It was just that for the most part, I felt like let me see. I'm in the Cherry Blossom Valley again. I get a thumbs up from the guys in the race. And it's kind of, let me tell you what the hardest part about that is. Like 5 miles to go, I know it takes me about 15 minutes to do 5. It used to take me about 15 minutes to do 5 miles. Now I can get in about 12 and a half, 13 minutes, depends on how fast I'm riding. So I'm still moving up slowly. And I checked my times, even with this is a pretty fast race. I think this was one of my fastest. I checked my time and I'm still like 2 minutes behind what C's would do. And I kind of wonder, it's too late now, but I kind of wonder how I would run this race with C's. I said what I was gonna do. When I get another one like this where I can kind of not kill myself running, I'm gonna run with C's and see how I do. That'll be a great measuring stick because I run longer. The shorter races are harder because if I catch a hill anywhere, the C's eat me alive. I've done it a couple of times now. So I've done it a couple of series where I race C's, and when I race C's, I don't care what I'm doing. I can bring 1,000 watts to. They go every time they hit a slight hill, they go. It's not even a comparison. And so when I be looking at my times, like I'm running this race compared to C's, I'm always coming in, even though I'm the first person here, I'm coming in about 50th, 60th, somewhere in there when I look at the C's time. Even if you look at pull this up on my Swift Power, you'll see that if you compare the times, I came in about 40th, 50th, about in the C's, somewhere in there. So I didn't slow it down early because, like I said, it was just a race of me. It really wasn't anyone else. So I decided that I'll just go ride this ride out like I'm doing now. And just like I said, just my whole goal was to keep this thing under 39 minutes. So that was my goal, and that's what I was trying to do. And as you see, I'm getting close to it. I think I got about 3 minutes to go. So I look down and I got a mile and a half to go. So it's gonna be kind of tight trying to keep it up under there. You see me at 37 minutes, and we got running at 37 and a half minutes. I'm running right up on a mile. So can I do a mile in about a minute 25? I think I was trying to figure out. I got pretty close. Let's put it that way. I was really running. It was, like I say, I got close. I didn't pull it off. But hey, look, I tried. I really did try. So I ended up going over, I think, a minute and a half. But still, I think I did a great job. And we're going to move on to the next one. Now we're off to the last race. Now, I missed the third one, like I said. I apologize for that. But we're now off to the last race. This race is me and Roland and a couple more guys. But I got in this race because I saw Roland in it at noontime. Plus, I didn't want to just do one with 2 races. I could have. Probably would have been done by now. But I decided to do an extra race. So that kind of messed with my editing for the day. So I went in and did this race. And you're going to see it now. We got 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. And then I had to adjust my knob, so I jumped off then, but I really wasn't trying to just leave everybody. So as we were riding, now sorry about that skip. What happened was I full screen my MacBook and it jumped for a second. So sorry about that. As we were riding, I tried to stay in the group. I saw Ron down, so I figured I'd let him pull us along. And then when he got maybe slowed down, I was going to get in front. But for the most part, the first lap, I just wanted to ride in the gang. I was making sure I stayed with them. Just ride with them in the pack, and we should be fine. That's why I was thinking to myself. So as for riding, like I said, I don't have to really stress as much. Any other race I do, but this one I really don't have to stretch as much because it's a flat race. I don't know how else to say it. It's not a very cool, powerful race for me. I don't have to put a lot of power into this thing. It's just more of a cadence for me. As long as I keep the cadence up, as you see, I'm doing good. As long as I keep my cadence up towards 90 now, halfway through this race, I get my cadence to the point where I do get it up to about 90 for the most part for the second half. And you see I moved up just a little bit then, but I'm pretty much on the fact that I was just trying to keep my cadence up because I knew I had a group with us. It used to be really scared to ride in a group because I knew at any point they'd just pull off and leave me. But for the most part, we just kind of stayed together. Now as we come along on this backside, we're getting close to where the hill at. And my goal was once we hit the hill, to bring my pedals up to 100. So that's what my goal was when I knew we were getting close to the hills. So as we racing here, we're coming down this little section. We get ready to get close to the hills now. I think we're gonna go down here and make this left. And once we make that left, down the bottom right here, that's where the hill's gonna be at. So we here make this left, and as I go up here, I bring my cadence up to 100. And I just keep it there. And I'm going, okay, cool, I don't wanna change too much. Right here is when I got a phone call from my mom. So I turned the power down a little bit. I thought I did, maybe I didn't, I kicked my cadence up. And I was like talking on the phone with my mom, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I really wasn't fucking Ray. I was just really talking to her because she was trying to get this something. We were talking about something anyway. So when I got off the phone with her close to the end of the hills, and when I was looking down, I looked down and I'm like, okay, I'm a second ahead of everybody. I'm like, where everybody at? But I'm still keeping the cadence high and the power is slowly coming down, but the cadence is up there. I kept my cadence around 90 the rest of the race. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I said, I saw somebody said, let's bring him back to the pack. Let's go collect him. And I was only 4 seconds ahead, so I was thinking Ron was gonna come up on me. I really did. So I wasn't even worried about that. I just kept the cadence. I said, I'm gonna keep the cadence up so I can keep riding, 29 miles an hour, 28. You see, as long as I don't hit a dip, I can cadence up and it'll just stay up there. So as we come through here, I was surely thinking that when we come back around on this next sprint, that they was gonna catch me. Because I'm only like 2 seconds ahead. That's the thing that kept looking. I kept looking down and I slowly got about 3 seconds ahead. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. I keep the cadence up, I make maybe stay up above 25. And so that's what I started doing. I looked down and I'm 6 seconds ahead. Okay. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. They're gonna catch up with me. Somebody's gonna make a sprint at it. But I figured if they made a sprint at it by now, when they caught up to me, they're gonna be too tired at the end of the race to really sprint with me. So I was just doing it and I just kept my cadence. If you notice, I'm in the 90s. My cadence is up. My power is averaging about 400, but my cadence is what's doing it. My cadence stays up. I stayed at 25 miles an hour. Lately, I haven't been doing it. I've been kind of backing off, trying to stay with the group. But this time, like I say, I decided to keep my cadence up. You see, look at it now. It's 95, 96. So the cadence was the key to me on this last one. Was that it allowed me to bring the power down. And I kind of the cadence don't make me tired. The power, putting the power in is what makes me tired. Cadence doesn't really make me tired. It's almost like, it's just easy. It really is. So now that I'm starting to really learn that, it's really getting better and better at racing. So I look down again, and that's when I was like, okay, 10 seconds ahead. Somebody's gonna make a push. That's what I'm thinking to myself. And I kept getting this ghost. I hate that ghost. I really do. I hate the ghost. So when I got the ghost, I was like, all right, cool. Shucks, I got it. So it's no sense of worrying about it now. Let's just keep riding past. And I ride up and I go, okay, cool. What's gonna happen is once we get down to the end and we hit this hill, my goal was to get my cadence up to 100 and see what happens if I can do that. So now you see they slowly chipping it back down to 8 seconds. And I'm thinking they finna come up on me. Every get here, I increase the power and I increase the cadence. My cadence is over 100 the whole time going up through here. And I'm just trying to keep it up there. And I said, if I can keep it up, and I look down, and out of nowhere, it went from 8 seconds to 15. And I was like, how did that? I really was. I was surprised when I looked down and saw it went from 8 to now you see it's 17. And I'm going, did they slow down somewhere? Or did I just catch a right spot when I took off and I jumped them? So after I get past that, I go, okay, cool, 2 miles in. I'm 18 seconds ahead. Now, can I do a 39? Can I stay up on the 39? Because I've been riding the cadence pretty high. But I started coming down, so when I decided that I was going to go after the cadence, bring my cadence back up so I can finish this thing out pretty nice. That's what I did. I brought it back up to see if I can finish this thing under 39 minutes. So that was my goal again. So as we ride, you see, I'm riding pretty good with this thing. And I'm coming out through the end of it, and I look up, and like I say, 15 seconds ahead. I have nobody around me. Can I finish this thing up in under 40, in under 39 minutes? So we coming in, and I'm at the end, and I got 3/10 of a mile. So I'm thinking to myself, I may be able to pull it off. I come right through here, and I'm going, I think I got it. And I was so happy to do this. Thankful for y'all watching me. Thankful for y'all being around. Thank y'all for watching my video. Please like and subscribe and ride on.